So then, gents, like I say, the Colchester game was rather disappointing, but that's all over and done with. And of course, we've got the next game to look forward to now, which is Carlisle, of course. What do we think is going to happen there? Do we think we're going to see the return of Rob Jones at the back?
Ooh. I can't see it myself. We did lack leadership, in my opinion. Against Colchester, we definitely missed him at the back, but there's no way I'd swap Lera for him. No way.
Could we go a little bit continental and sort of build from the back with a couple of wing backs? I mean, are our full backs up to being those type of players at Tassie Towns? Could we accommodate Bart and Jones in a three?
Well, we don't even have any sort of left back at the moment. You know, we're playing Mark Beavers in there. So as much as I think Lewis Buxton will do a job in any position, you know, that wing back position won't be a problem for him whatsoever. But on that other side, we need something very different to what we've got at the moment. You know, I absolutely love Reader Johnson, but even I'd worry about him being a left back because he's a wing back rather, because he's a centre half at heart. So
my granddad calls him perpetual motion. It was the same way he used to describe Carlton Palmer. It's perpetual motion, that lad. Perpetual motion.
Yeah, but
to Raider, though, we have missed him coming forward.
Oh, absolutely. It's a real threat, and it's at set pieces as much as anything else. But I think Beavers actually had quite a good game on Saturday. I think he seems to be getting a bit of that confidence back. But under no circumstances do you want to be building a system where Mark Beavers is playing as a wing back.
No, I agree with you entirely.
No, you don't.
I think we might lose. I think if we're playing a 5-3-2, for example, as well, we'd obviously lose the attacking pace of Antonio down the wing, and we need him, as bad as it sounds, if we're not playing any wingers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we need it.
You've got to wonder who's going to make way there. The obvious idea is if you're playing three in midfield, you know, you're either sacrificing Samido, which I think's unthinkable, or you're taking Chris Lyons out of the equation, and that's a large part of what the fulcrum of the team's about. So
now you see, chaps, as well with the Chris Lyons situation. I mean, the drop in the middle of the season, the little lump that we had in the middle of the season was a bit where Chris Lyons wasn't playing. Now, although he's not a player that receives a lot of praise, it does seem to make rather a difference.
Oh yeah, I think
you're revitalised by Dave Jones, aren't they?
Say that again, Beast.
I said he's been revitalised by Dave Jones. Since Dave Jones come in, I think Chris Lyons has been a much better player, especially going forward. To me, he's always looking for an outlet, and on Saturday he didn't have one, especially at first half because JJ didn't move.
I think you're dead right, Beast. I think the difference between the football we played under Megson and the football we played under Jones, which I bet we're going to cover a good few times on this show, is that Megson was quite happy to defend a 1-0 lead, and sometimes that was effective. For example, look at West Ham. I mean, we absolutely killed their game something stupid. But it's not a big enough cushion to sit back on. And there's been a lot of times, for example, where we dropped points for about 3 games on the bounce, and the last kick of the game is just shows that sort of football don't work at Sheffield Wednesday. Dave Jones, we beat Bournemouth 3-0, a team that we always seem to slip up at. Obviously, we're living in Southampton and being down the road from Bournemouth. I go there quite a lot to watch them, and it's a team that causes some problems. And we spanked them 3-0, and Dave Jones says, we've took our foot off the gas, it should have been more. And I think that's great. Dave Jones wants to destroy teams, and it's exciting times, I think. And I think, like you say, he's given Chris Lyons a great opportunity to get forward. I think the best example of that was when he was when we played Oldham last week, and there was points where the midfield just went missing. I think it was just as Beavers came on, and he was still finding his feet. And Chris Lyons, for me, was the player that covered a lot of ground in the middle of that park.
Absolutely, and
he doesn't get the praise that he deserves, does he?
No, he doesn't. And more recently, you see him. Instead of Samido, he's the water carrier of the team there, and he's playing that easy ball. He's making sure that nothing is done silly in the middle of the park. And Chris Lyons he's really taken the incentive to take a touch, to beat a man and then to find the intelligent ball that's going to take us into the next phase of play. He seems to really have grown as a player since Dave Jones came in. And he's obvious he's the sort of player that Dave Jones likes.
Right, gentlemen, so shall we have a prediction for the Carlisle game?
Well, Carlisle are they're a point out of the playoff spots, aren't they? And we're pushing onto the blunts. It's a tough one to call, that one, Lord H. To be fair, mate.
No, I completely and utterly agree, old boy. Obviously, they're going to be they're going to come and give us a game. Put it that way, and it's just the case of this end of the season, thick end of the season, especially when they're trying to get into the playoffs. Everybody's going to be battling as hard as they possibly can. The only winner from that is the football fan watching. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Beastie, I'll let you go first, mate.
Well, I always think that Carlisle are a bogey side for us. When we played them at their place, I thought they were a smashing football side. And they deserve to win. Don't get me wrong, we could have snatched a draw right at end, but they are a lovely side to watch. And I think it'll be a tough game. But if we play to our full potential, I really, really do expect us to win. I expect us to win convincingly.
Listen, if we're serious about pushing on for this, and we're still talking automatic promotion, but certainly we're talking about taking this form that we've got into the playoffs, then we need to be beating the teams around us at home. And we talk about the kind of big four in this league. Carlisle aren't one of them, and they did a number on us at their place. I was there, and it was we never looked like losing in the first 45 minutes, and they came out in the second half like a steam train, and we didn't know how to deal with them. I don't think that we're that same football team anymore, but at the same time,
we're not. Definitely not.
They're going to be wily opposition, and they're going to come up with a game plan, and we're going to have to break them down. So I'd like to see us really, go at them and attack and actually be very positive. I know that we're carrying players who are very tired at the moment, but now's the time where we're going to need the likes of Antonio and Jermaine Johnson to unlock a very organised team that's come to frustrate us.
And also, gents, speaking of Antonio and JJ down the wings, I went to the Oldham game, and I thought Mike Tracy played very well. Apparently, he wasn't well the other day. Also, we've got Mike Jones that's running up and down that side. We've not seen much of him. Has he been a decent purchase, do you think?
He's not done anything wrong, Mike Jones, really, has he? It's just that Dave Jones likes to pick his horses for courses. Nobody's guaranteed a spot in a Dave Jones side, have they?
No, I think we've seen that already. There's been a few surprising decisions, knocked about here and there. And, of course, the Ryan Lowe was missing the other day. I've heard, not sure how right it is, a groin strain. I don't know if any of you chaps have heard anything different.
I'd be amazed if Ryan Lowe was missing from that squad on Saturday for any other reason than he was unavailable for selection, whether it was a strain or whether it was an illness or something like that. We badly needed him after 60 minutes on Saturday.
Ryan Lowe, for me, is one of
I agree. I'm just going to make the same point.
Constantly surprises me. He surprises me, Ryan Lowe. I don't know how he does it. He's not big. He's not particularly the quickest player on the pitch, but he reminds me of, he's that Lineker-style striker where he just seems to know where net is. It's mental.
It's clever, chaps. He's a clever player.
A smashing player. He is a smashing player. I fell in love with him as soon as I saw him at Bury, and I mean that in every brotherly way possible.
You should have been that steps gig last night.
Well, you don't know that I wasn't there.
Some might say that Ryan Lowe being missing out of the team was an absolute tragedy.
Hey!
Boom. Yeah,